Welcome to call this meeting to order, please. April, would you do roll? Larry?
Here.
Mark?
Here.
Dan?
Here.
Darlene? Here. Acknowledgement that the agenda was posted outside the door of Inola Town Hall more than 24 hours prior to the meeting. Pledge allegiance, please. Dan, would you lead us in prayer, please?
Father, thank you for allowing us to gather here tonight. Please guide us in making sound decisions for our community. And please remind us to be respectful of other people's opinions. It is in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Approval of previous regular meeting minutes is printed.
I make a motion to approve previous regular meeting minutes as printed.
Second.
Mark made the motion, second by Dan. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Darlene?
Yes. Public comments. I'd like to remind you, please limit your comments to 3 minutes, okay? And we're going to start with Jolita.
Okay, again, I'm here. We're all friends. I respect everything you guys do. I want to know how many Inola residents are on unemployment at this time, and how many are actively looking for jobs that are on unemployment. I think that's an important question to answer. One thing that I gave you guys, I want you all to review some of that information. I think some of this is going unsaid. I think you're hearing the good things and not the bad things. One thing that I can tell you is that all aluminum smelters do emit fluoride, period. Fluoride does not have a half-life. Fluoride will get deposited in the soils. It will travel at least 10 miles from the plant. Over time, the soil will be contaminated. We will no longer be able to have livestock and continue our businesses. Now, in this community, we have, in a 10-mile radius, how many huge multi-million-dollar businesses do we have? We have a lot. You all overlook those because the people that own them may come in dirty boots and dirty clothes in the cafe at lunch, and you don't think about what they're running. We're paying taxes here. We are here. We are open for business. We pay our taxes. We have not asked for one handout from the government to continue our businesses. If this aluminum smelter goes in, it will close the doors of all of these businesses within at least a 10-mile radius, because we will not have a choice. And everybody needs to stop and think about that. Why should our businesses be affected by another business coming in? Because the port decided that they wanted an aluminum plant. And they will be. Please do your research. They will be. We don't know what the time frame will be on that. It could be a year. It could be 5 years. It could be 10 years. It could be 20. But who wants to know that your longevity of your business is 5 years or 10 years? The people that you are doing this to are the people that have stood up in this community when they had nothing and used their blood, sweat, and tears to build anything you all wanted, to donate anything you wanted or needed. They are here to help with the school. They are here to help with the community. These are the people that you are affecting. The people that are coming in down there, the port people, they don't care. They really don't care about our community. If they did, they would look at this aluminum plant. This aluminum plant does not fit here in Inola. It does not fit in Oklahoma, I believe. And we will work on this until we prove that it will not fit here. We're not going to stop because we want to continue our life here. We have family here. We have family, community family here. We don't want to pack up and leave. But this aluminum plant is going to cause us no choice but to do that if it goes in. The first time that it fires up and the steam comes out, fluoride will be emitted. It will not go away. It will continue to build up over time. Thank you.
Dale?
Are we live tonight or no?
Is it
I'm trying to get on the internet.
Trying
Trying to get on the internet. My name's Dale Danker. Lived in Inola all my life. Ms. Shear, Larry, Mark, Danny, Tommy, ma'am, thank you for letting us speak. I know back on February 9th, my good friend and neighbor Brian Hill wanted to get up and make a statement, and Tommy was at the door over here, and he was told that he could not, but other people did get up at that time and speak. The next town meeting, we made calls, tried to understand the process of getting on the agenda so we could speak and ask questions, public comments. I know that you're all going to sit there. Thank you for looking at me. I've seen others probably buying stuff on Amazon while these fine folks are giving their comments. So thank you for at least acting like you're interested. But be that as it may, we try to get on the agenda to ask questions, not just get up here and give comments. We need to be on the agenda. So this week, we tried to get on the agenda. We were not successful. We wanted to get on the agenda so we could ask questions about the finalization of the aluminum TIF and some other things that it's still in your purview of the process. But we were told those things were going to be explained to us either during the meeting or outside the meeting. But we would like the opportunity to get on the agenda at times when we can ask questions of all of y'all. Not just get up here and give public comments and you brush us away after our 3 minutes. Where's the clock at, so I know who's got, can I see that? How am I good?
A minute and 18.
Minute 18 left. All right. So, please don't try to shut us out. Larry, Mark, Danny, Ms. Shear. We have concerns, just like Jolita talked about. So please don't shut us out. I noticed when I drove through town, come around by First Baptist, come back around, I counted no less than 25. I think they're one Inola vote yes for the school bond. I'm busy in my daily job, so I didn't have time to call to find out if yard signs are allowed or if there's an ordinance. Because if there is no ordinance, Larry, I drove by your house and there's a ton of them in the right-of-way. So I guess we can put any signs up. If that's allowed, then they're only $3 a piece. So I got at least $2,000 or $3,000. I'll have my vote no school bond issues out, and I'll have my stop the Inola smelter movement signs out. So thank you.
Thank you. Dora? You got, no? Okay. Eric?
My name is Eric Riley. I live in the county, closer to this aluminum smelter site than any resident of Inola lives. So I'm directly affected by this thing. I live 1 mile directly downwind of it, and I have 9 children. I'm a professional engineer licensed in Oklahoma. I build natural gas processing plants, and I'm familiar with air permitting. Emirates Global Aluminum has submitted an application to the Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality for an air permit. This is an astonishing document. If this is approved, this will be the largest source of air pollution in the state of Oklahoma in terms of pollutants that are federally defined as pollutants and regulated. This will make Inola the air pollution capital of Oklahoma, just based on the numbers that Emirates Global Aluminum has submitted here. They're proposing to emit 87,000 tons per year of carbon monoxide. Yes, carbon monoxide is poisonous, deadly poisonous. 87,000 tons per year. That's 19,000 tons per hour coming out of that stack. 19,000 tons per hour of carbon monoxide. 316 tons per year of nitrous oxides, which directly produces smog. 731 tons per year of particulate matter. But here's the thing about the particulate matter. They're proposing to get to that number by using filters. But if their filters fail, they'll be releasing 50,000 tons per year of particulate matter. Oh, who's going to check the filters? Well, they're going to check the filters. They're going to check them by federal law once a month. But get this, they're asking the Oklahoma DEQ to give them a waiver so that they only have to check them once a year. And, oh, by the way, it's they who check them, and they report back to Oklahoma. It's the honor system. So, you're never going to believe this, but the federal law says that new diesel pickup trucks have to have emissions controls on them. And there are people in Oklahoma who, like, take this off their trucks, and the state is supposed to not make them not do that. Well, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Ann?
I just have a quick comment. At the last meeting, Andrew from the port said that if this plant goes through, those emissions could be tied to the TIF. And I would just ask you all to do that. If the emissions in other countries can be lower than what they're asking for here, why don't they do that here? Why don't we make them do that here? Even though it's not, they don't have to. If the technology is there, they should have to do it out here too. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you. Girls, Mrs. Burlock?
I won't need near 3 minutes, I can assure you. I just have a question, and I suspect it won't be answered yet. Maybe it's an agenda item. But I'm curious if the board members have signed NDAs with any of these Century, EGA. I'd like an answer to that, and if they have, how do we get those? Can we get copies of those NDAs? Or is that a subpoena issue?
It's an open records request.
Is it? Are they available then through Opens Records?
I can tell you, to my knowledge, none of them signed an NDA, but that's how you do it.
Okay.
For an open records request.
Okay.
The town administrator is the only person who has signed them.
Okay, all right, well, I'll check with them then. Thank you.
I don't know if they've been very good or not. but-
Yeah, I just don't know. I know that the NDA issue is an issue of these data centers in all these towns that is baffling to me that a public official could sign an NDA that says we're gonna do this and we make sure you don't know anything we're doing. That's just a wild take. But, yeah, if that, I'd just like to know if that was the case, and if so, well, if we could get a copy of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Glenn?
Well, my subject is life-threatening, but not as scary as the life-threatening things I've just heard. But the 3-mile section of road from 4200 east on 640 for 2 miles, and 1 mile south of that on 4220. Since Sofidel's been open, I personally have seen 18-wheelers either on their side or in the ditch. There's been 18 wrecks that I've seen, and I haven't seen them all, I'm sure. And the road is substandard. It's substandard for regular vehicles on 640 when you have a 3-foot drop-off right at the line at the edge of the road. And I've seen Volkswagens. I saw a Volkswagen on its side. And now we're talking, Sofidel is enlarging their facility. And we're talking, if the smelter goes in, between 1,000 and 2,000 employees, plus more semis. I'd like to know what the city council, what kind of pressure you guys and gals put on the powers to be that control the improvements of the roads to make it safer. My wife and I drive that daily. And you know, my wife literally just pulls over and stops on the road when an 18-wheeler's coming. And I talked to a person that was doing traffic control that is there regularly. And he said, the majority of the drivers don't speak English. And if they don't speak English, they most likely don't read English. So they have to get somebody to come be an interpreter for these drivers. And it's pretty darn scary when you look at the news and you see how many people have been killed across the nation from these, you know, poorly trained drivers, okay? So I'm just wanting, you know, to please put some pressure on people. It scares me to think about this smelter, you know, 1,000 to 2,000 people. So anyway, that's my concern, along with everything that I just heard from other people. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Jeannie Applegate,
I'd
please.
like to pause until maybe later on.
Okay. Beth Richards? Beth?
Hi there, I'm Beth. I would like to know, I believe this is a question for the city as well as for the Tulsa Port Authority, what type of insurance requirements are going in for this facility, for the smelter? Have you requested certificates of liability? What are those limits? What are the environmental and the pollution liabilities? Also, this town, I implore you, because it has to be done, I believe, at a city or a county level, request either or multiples of these property value guarantees, host community agreements, funded escrow for when our property values do not increase, that they drop, or I can't sell my home because nobody wants to move here. What guarantee do we have to back that? If the company's so confident that it's going to do so well, they should have no issue backing that program, any one of those. There should be a committee to review it on both sides of it, people for against it. To my knowledge, it should be included in this development plan that does speak to the TIF. It doesn't have to go into details, but it needs to be part of that development plan. So if you're going to do it, it needs to happen soon. Can I implore you to look into those options? Is there anybody here from the county, boroughs? We'll get the message to him because that's where I'm going next. As far as the school bond goes, I'm not a great advocate to be the person out there saying yes, but that doesn't mean I'm against it. I've had this conversation. I want to vote yes for this, and I will. I voted no the first time for the record, but I voted yes the second time, and I'll vote yes again. Because I have to separate my issues from the smelter from the issues of the children. And if I'm really not happy about it, I'm going to leave anyway, so why punish the kids who are going to be here for years? God help them.
Elliot? Well, thank you so much.
Hi, a little recap if you've missed the last 2 weeks. My name is Lily. I live right around a mile from the proposed smelter. This is only my third time being at a council meeting, and last week was a bit confusing on the process, so I apologize if I don't do this quite right. I have been a longtime citizen of Inola. As of March 2nd, I am registered to vote in this district. I come to you as a concerned citizen, voter, and neighbor. Do you all plan on going to the open house that OPA is having later this month? If not, I ask that you do, not as the mayor or the trustees, but as citizens of this town. Hear your neighbors' concerns and see how they treat the people who voted for you. Now, obviously, I'm going off script now. I'm against the smelter, and I understand Larry voted for it, and that's okay. I mean, however, from that last meeting, you said you're trying to make this as safe as possible, which I appreciate, and I appreciate every single one of you working with us to make sure that if this does go in, it's as safe as possible, because this is going to directly impact my quality of life as well as everybody's on the board and everybody in this room. So on that, I'm going to leave you with a quote from something you probably haven't thought of in years, Dr. Seuss's The Lorax. Because when the last tree is cut, the last fish is eaten. When the last stream is poisoned, only then will we realize we can't eat money. Thank you.
Kelly?
Hello, Inola. Can you hear me okay? Hi, my name's Kelly Bogerman. I'm from Claremore, Oklahoma. So I wanted to answer a couple of your community's questions for them. NDA. It's illegal for city council to sign an NDA. They can sign a confidentiality agreement. If it doesn't come back in the open records request, it's illegal. 10 miles. This is the hay capital of the world.
Yeah, it is. The heritage here.
Land values. For that TID, their property taxes are going to increase to pay for that TID. Their land values are going to plummet because what value is their land when it's poisoned? I see that the Tulsa Port Authority is selling land for $25,000 an acre, being short sold. It's not at least $1 million an acre. Laugh. 2.3 million, maybe. This doesn't just affect me, you guys here. Someone said they're gonna leave. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? Because guess what? It requires electricity. It's gonna take natural gas, which there's natural gas out there. But then we have this green scam going on where we want to be green. So guess what? My neighbors out in western Oklahoma have little 700-foot whirligigs going in their yards. Kills wildlife. We have the bald eagle out here. That whirligig kills that bald eagle. And that bald eagle should be free to fly in those skies anywhere. I stand for blue skies. When I came into Inola today, I took a picture of a beautiful hayfield, beautiful blue sky. And that is what we should be standing for. These people here in this community who have worked hard, and they're from Oklahoma, their businesses are owned by Oklahomans, and their money stays in Oklahoma. It stays in our local economy. I don't think anybody from another country has any right to come in and ask us to help subsidize a TID to help them make money. I think our heritage belongs here in Oklahoma. You also are asking my neighbor to help subsidize this TID. My neighbors have worked their land their whole lives. I'm surrounded by cattle farmers and hay farmers who have worked their whole lives.
Ma'am, we thank you for your comments, okay? 3 minutes is up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
everybody hear me? Well, thank you all for the opportunity to speak again. This is now, kind of like Lily, about the third or fourth time in a row that I've spoken at town council. I didn't want to have to keep speaking at town council. Honestly, this is the most involved I've been in this community, which has its benefits, and I'm grateful for all of the people I've met in this process. I will continue to reiterate the same concern that I started with, and many of you on this council know that concern. There are specific omissions and claims that EGA has made that from a technical standpoint are majorly discrepant to the available technologies that exist around the world. They have claimed that we will get the best smelter. That has not been shown in any factual form from the air permit to any of the data that they have shared with us. You can go get the publicly available data from smelters around the world. Start with Norway, start with Finland, start with these countries that have strict limits and look at what their emissions are, and you will realize that what EGA is proposing for Inola is not only worse than those options, it is even worse than the total average of all of their smelters in the UAE. They have requested a permit that is worse than that average, and that average includes their old plants. So ask yourself this question. If they are going to continue to tell you it is the best, why can they not substantiate that? Why are they requesting us to give them an enforceable limit from the state that is higher than what they know they can achieve? I'm not saying you tell them, oh, it has to be so low that they can't operate. I work in industry. Like Eric, I'm in oil and gas. I'm an engineer. I prefer industry probably more than a lot of people here. But I can still be concerned when I look at data that is clearly selling you something different than what they are telling us. That is a major concern to me. On that point, something I brought up at the last, I did not get their answer. As much as I appreciate Larry standing up at the end to tell me this town needs an expert. You need a third-party, independent environmental consultant, environmental engineer who actually knows how to evaluate these issues and provide the town the best protections. None of you on the council have that expertise. If you do, I would love to hear where you got your degree in environmental engineering. I really think that there is no reason the community and the council have to be at odds over this. We all want our schools to be better. You heard on the school bond. We all want these better things for our town. We just want to make sure that easy choices today don't hurt us 30 years down the road. Like Jolita said, this is a chemical that doesn't go away. It doesn't disappear. It builds up over time, and it infects the very agriculture that we've built this entire community on. We have to consider that when you're looking at this project. Thank you.
Thank you. Angela?
Thank you again for letting us speak today. This is my second time speaking. My name is Angela Youngbluth. I live about 5 to 6 doors down from Eric Riley on the other side of the street, so this directly impacts me and my family. I'm a mother of 6. This is my youngest. His name is Harold. He's healthy, and you can tell. In 2023, I left everything I knew and loved in Arizona, my parents who love me, my siblings, my best friends, to go back to the land, to farm off the land, to give my children an agrarian lifestyle, to show them the beauty of nature and God's providence in it. I felt that deeply. That was a hard decision for me to make. And I never once doubted that decision, which is unlikely for me. I'm usually doubtful of big decisions, but that was something I felt strongly about. I often compare the beauty of this land to being in an Aaron Copland symphony. It's beautiful. It's beyond beautiful. And it makes you feel closer to God. I belong to a burgeoning Catholic community of 10 families. Most of us have 4, 7, some of us 8 children, all very young. My best friend who lives across from the Rileys has a baby 2 months younger than this one. 6 kids, forgive me. We're all doing the same thing. We're all coming to live off this land, to raise our babies, to worship God, to love him, to serve him in this life, to spend forever with him in the next, to teach our children the beauty of that. I want to steel man all the arguments on an opposing side. I think there's no purpose in straw manning an argument. But I can't get past the fact that even if this is the best economic, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, if this is the best economic deal for Inola, Oklahoma, if you tell me that the cost I have to pay is the health of my children, I'm just about a mile away, the health of my children and their children's children, and probably their epigenetics for the next 30 years. I can't look at that and say that that's something I can accept. Who would accept that? Would that I could be convinced that that was a good thing. I can't be convinced of that. And so I'm against this because of that. Even if it's the safest thing ever, if there's any risk for there being harm to my children, and this is a big deal, I can't abide by it. So I want to just say one last thing. I am a Roman Catholic. Many families, including myself, have begun a 54-day rosary novena because prayer and fasting is the only thing that can stop the evil one. And I want to invite you guys to do that if you feel so inclined.
Ma'am, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Brandy Nelson?
Something later. On something later.
Okay, thank you.
Same with Richard.
Richard?
Same with him.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank every one of you for coming and for your voicing your comments and your concerns. Number 3, discussion, consideration, and possible action to appoint a deputy clerk.
As we've discussed in the last couple of meetings, I think at this time it'd be appropriate for us to go ahead and appoint a deputy clerk until such time as we can find one from within the elected city limits. And at this time, I think Brittany Stevens would be the person to do that, as she is filling most of the clerk duties that a non-elected person would do.
Darlene made the motion, second by Dan. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Darlene?
Yes. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to appoint a successor to serve as town trustee until the next election. Gentlemen, have go before I leave. Your applicants, you don't have time to study those?
I would like to make a motion that we appoint Jason Graham to serve as the town trustee for the remainder of the period.
I'll second.
Mark made the motion, second by Dan. Larry?
No.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Darlene?
No. I'm gonna make a motion to appoint Fred Bynum to serve as the town trustee.
Darlene made the motion, second by Larry. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
No.
Dan?
No.
Darlene?
Yes.
Wow.
So, where is it?
So unless there's another option, which is to nominate, we will soon need to call an election. After 60 days, I think, when did the vacancy occur? to address one of the questions that's been brought up tonight was the discussion of the development agreement for the aluminum plant. I will give you some background on that so that you aren't totally in the dark. The development agreement parallels with the project plan that was previously approved. It is an agreement that will be negotiated at such time as EGA chooses to move forward with the project. At this point in time, they have not, so there is no document in negotiation at this time. But if you want to see what one looks like, there's one out on our website related to the one we just approved with Sofidel. But that development agreement is related to the TIF, is what it's related to. And that's the way I would anticipate it will continue to be for the aluminum plant. That's all I've got at this time.
Thank you, sir. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to appoint a new planning and zoning representative.
May I have,
Yes, ma'am, please. I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Hi, thank you. My name is Jeannie Applegate. I am chairing the Vote Yes Committee for the school bond. I'm here to speak about the school bond, not the smelter. Linking the school bond to the smelter hurts those most vulnerable. Separate issues. These are separate issues. The smelter is not the same as the school bond. Trying to link them together is just simply wrong thinking. Many people who are working to get the school bond passed do have feelings about the smelter, but they are setting those aside to focus on the issue at hand right now, which is to get the school bond passed. The Vote Yes Facebook page is a forum for sharing information about the school bond, not about arguing for the smelter or against the smelter. Those conversations have other places on Facebook where they can be made. We're not going to do it on the Vote Yes page. You're worried about your property values. Strong schools contribute to strong property values. For every dollar you pay in property tax, you're going to get $3 or $20 back in value. And if you vote down the school bond, your taxes may go down, but guess whose other taxes go down? Sofidel. Every dollar you pay in taxes, Sofidel's going to pay $3. So if you want your property to go down, vote no. But if you want to maintain the schools, give those kids what they need, safety, which is something else the smelter against the Stop the Smelter folks are against. If you're thinking about safety, the school has safety issues. We have kids in trailers in the back of the school attending first grade. We need to put those kids in classrooms. We can build those classrooms if we can get the school bond passed. Ask the question of yourself, how does depriving first, second, third, fourth graders, safe schools, roomy classrooms where they can spread out. We've got kids that are having classes in the hallways at the elementary school. I'm here to say, please do not connect the smelter to the school bond. To vote no against the school bond because you're mad at the town is wrong thinking. And you detract from your message when you do that. Thank you, that's all I have.
Thank you.
You were on the board that pushed for the smelter, and there's a baby right there that lives within a mile of that smelter. You can't take that whole side of your house.
he just made my point about detracting from the message.
Okay, once again, discussion, consideration, and possible action to appoint a new planning and zoning representative.
I will make a motion to appoint David Paula to the planning and zoning commission. He applied.
Can't hear him.
I'm gonna make a motion to appoint David Paula.
I think, didn't we have somebody else apply also? Wait a minute. consideration and action to hire a third-party vendor to complete the installation and training of employees on the recording equipment.
Okay, so I put this on there, Paul was doing some research on something else that you come across the minutes of December 23rd, the 26th, or 23, and we voted to record the meetings, upload them to the cloud, and 2 years later, and we're still not doing that. So, I would like to see us hire an IT group to come in here, set the cameras up, whatever we need to make them function. If we need to put a room in for IT, that we have it, that they train the employees. This city equipment needs to be run by city employees. And it should be just as simple as turning on a switch to turn it on, the same as we do with what we have now. And that's kind of my frustration of it, because we started with this over 2 years ago, and we still not doing that.
I understand your frustration, Dan. We did attempt, when we first got approval, and we reached out to 3 different companies to get them to come in, and they basically would either come and then not respond. And so we've had a hard time getting a third-party company to come, because that was the avenue we went first. I can try again to do that, but we did not have success originally.
Did we hired an IT company.
IT company is not going to do our video cameras. That's not what they do, because I even checked with them. So I can try a different IT company, but that's not what their specialties are. We tried getting people who do audio-visual stuff, and they basically, I don't know if this job wasn't big enough for them or what, but they were interacted with and then didn't respond with proposals. We can try again.
I'm gonna make a motion to let Scott explore the possibilities of being what you're talking about. Because we're not gonna hire anybody tonight anyway.
Right. It's, I do know some people that work in this industry, so maybe I can get them to have them give you a
I would
call
appreciate
and
that.
Point us in the right direction. I just want to get it done.
I'm gonna second the motion.
Larry made the motion, second by Darlene. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Yes. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to put notice of need for a town clerk on the water bill.
So, we're having trouble getting applicants for a town clerk position. So, my thought was if we put a note on the water bills, that we would be able to reach everybody in the city limits that would be a possible candidate, because everybody that's in the city limits gets a water bill from the city. So, is that possible, Brittany, to put that on there? I think just put a note on the water bills that we're accepting up, and it might be a deal that we might want to use down the road for other stuff, if we need other positions, that we can put it on the water bill, because everybody gets a water bill. I'm gonna make a motion that we put, information to acquire a new town clerk on our water bills, to run until we get an application for that position.
Dan made the motion, second by Darlene. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Darlene?
Yes.
I have a question real quick. If we didn't get anybody, could we have that on a special election with the board member?
Absolutely.
Because it's been open. It'll be over 60 days.
Been open about 60 days as well. So yes, we can. But we can't get an applicant, I'm not sure how we can get it.
We can still put it on.
But it'll be on that.
Put it on the ballot anyway.
Discussion, consideration, and possible action to adopt resolution 2026-05 to establish a fire protection services contractor's license effective March 10th, 2026.
In front of you is an additional resolution. Today, we do not have an industrial contractor license for sprinkler systems. That need is now present, and so I'm asking for you to adopt that to add to our other contractor licenses.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 9.
I'll second that.
Dan made the motion, second by Mark. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
think in your packet you will have the Wallace contract. That is for inspection services for the, be used in the industrial park, in particular for Sofidel at this time. It has our, they are an engineering firm but have a strong inspector segment. That's who the county has used in the past. That's the one we are taking over, and so this was the agreement to do that. Tommy and I have reviewed that document, and with some minor changes, you have it in front of you, I think.
America's used them for 25 years. I'll make a motion to approve item number 10.
I'll second.
Dan made the motion, second by Darlene. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Darlene?
Yes. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve applying for an air permit for a generator at the new sewer plant.
In your packet, you have the application for the air permit for the backup generator for the new sewer plant. We are asking for you to approve that so we can submit for it.
Make a motion to approve item number 11.
I'll second.
Dan made the motion, second by Darlene. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Darlene?
Yes. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve task order 2 with Oklahoma Municipal Management Services for work related to.
I think you skipped
Did I
12.
skip one? I'm so sorry. Let's go back. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to request bids for new trash collection service for the county. Art?
Ira's here, he can address it if he would like, but at this point in time, he's chosen not to exercise his extension option. And so, under your guidance, he can go out for bids.
Motion to approve item number 12.
I'll second.
The question I would have for the trustees, if I may ask, the services that you want, do you want me to get both bids for 2-day-a-week and 1-day-a-week collections?
I myself personally just prefer 2 days a week.
2 days.
Okay, we will do that.
And I provided you for the meeting the bid form I've used in the past. Do you want to use that same bid form with some of those provisions, or do we want to talk about that later? Some of those were dealt with options, for example, built-in increase to 25 cents per year, potential increases based upon an unexpected increase in hauler fees or diesel, which is what we're dealing with now. The last contract allowed for an increase if diesel went above $4 per gallon, which for much of the term it stayed below that, but as of now, well, I think it's pushing $5 a gallon. So how do you want to handle that? Do you want to use the same bid form that you have in front of you?
I think so.
I would think so, and then it would just be, I guess, anything that come back would have to go up for, I mean, it's a negotiated deal. I mean, somebody could write in to negotiate. If they didn't like this, they could put in for negotiations.
Right, the key is to make it fair to all bidders, so one's not bidding based upon 1 day a week, one's not bidding with the understanding that you have a built-in increase in fuel prices. So we added this, I think we first added this almost 15 years ago when we did it back in 2010, 2011. So I think it's fair unless anything's changed. I don't know if Ira has any comments. He's obviously been self-considered in the past.
Okay, my question on the blanks per ton, will we put that in there?
I think we need to do that.
Because if not, we'll get different numbers.
And I don't know what those, we had numbers, but I don't know what those are now.
Ira, what do they usually do on that per ton? What do you usually see for increases? Is it by percentage or by?
It was, I have to go back and look again, but I think it was after so many dollars per ton, there would be an increase applied accordingly.
The last contract was 22.
Kind of like the fuel was. So as far as what you were talking about, the annual increase as far as 25 cents and half of that for the second public part, you guys just have to decide if that's what you want to do, and whoever bids has to bid accordingly. But, so if you want it twice a week, just put it twice a week, and everybody has to bid according to what you do as far as if the fuel surcharge starts after $4, then they'll have to implement that in their bid.
Is the charge for dumping fee standard for all haulers, or
not exactly. The bigger ones have a little bit better price tag. And they're favored, like any other large company, they get better, more quantity, better price. I mean, they're not extreme one way or the other, but there is a difference.
How much above per ton does it really start affecting you?
What?
When they raise the dump rate, how many dollars above does it start affecting you? I mean, if they raise it $1, you wouldn't worry about it, or if they raise it, what is the contract at now?
I don't think, I think the old contract, seems like I recall seeing a $22
Yeah, I
dumping
think
fee, and then it was 10 cents per dollar, so if it went up $1,
So it's
the rate
$22
increases 10
a
cents,
ton.
a 10% increase.
Okay,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying,
As of right now, I'm dumping at probably the cheapest facility there is, and I'm driving further to do so, and I'm at almost $28 a ton.
and how much per ton? Do you know?
28,
Huh?
almost like 27,
27, so what I'm
75
saying
ton.
is, we put,
And that's by driving an additional 20 miles
so
per
we need to
trip.
put a number there.
Either put a number, or I'm wondering if we should take that out. I think the last two, we didn't have a specific number. The one before that we did, the last one, we had a provision that allowed for at least the renegotiation.
Yeah.
But maybe we don't set a number if it's not the same across the board. I mean, it wouldn't really be fair, I guess, to set a number if another hauler is actually operating with a lower hauling fee. Maybe we leave that out. How would you feel about bidding
I don't
out?
expect the next 5 years, or I hope the next 5 years don't do what the last 5 did, but the inflation was catastrophic on everybody. But I mean, when we started this last 5 years, it was, like Larry said, 21, 22, and depending on who it was, $20 a ton, and now we're pushing 30. So, but these last 5 years, equipment, everything, fuel goes up and down according to if they go to war, or if they think about it.
It's a bad time to set the number on diesel fuel. Yeah. So I don't know if we, you're bidding it with almost $5 a gallon diesel.
Well, it's, like I said, you put it in there for a fuel surcharge after $4, anybody that bids is gonna bid knowing that they're not gonna get nothing until it is $4. And after that, they know they're gonna get a subsidy.
Say, what are you paying now for diesel?
Well, I haven't got my bill for the last month. Mine gets brought to the facility, so I get a bill once a month. I haven't got it since it started going up. But I know it's went up drastically in the last week and a half.
I think it's getting close to $5. Buy diesel. I think it's 480, something, what I thought, so. It seems odd to put anything above $4 as an escalation clause when we're already at 480, so maybe we bid it with an escalation clause.
Mr. Walker, you buy fuel, what is it?
419 today.
419? Thank you.
So can we table this to?
I think that would be a good idea, get it on the next agenda, and fine tune those.
Fine tune.
Okay.
I say thank you.
Okay, make a motion to table it. This as well.
I'll second.
Darlene made the motion, second by Dan. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Darlene?
Yes. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve task order 2 regarding home anticipated management services for work related to town rights.
Well, I'm present and Jared's here too, so we can both comment on this, but we've talked about this. We're needing to go ahead and update our rates across the board to make sure we're where the market should be. And we've done some preliminary work. I would request that we consider this change order, or this task order, to allow that to be completed on all rates across the board.
Make the motion to approve item number 13.
Second.
Dan made the motion, second by Darlene. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Darlene?
Yes. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve one with Oklahoma Municipal Management Services for work related to preparing zoning ordinances for cause for change. Scott?
Same type of thing. We've been talking about moving over closer to what a Bixby zone is, and we're fortunate enough that Garrett is the one that'll be doing this, and he was the engineer and city manager for Bixby, and he's gonna come in and try to align those up for us and bring those back for review. And that's what that task order is for.
Excuse me, can I ask a question about what OMMS does, what they are?
Oklahoma, he can tell you as much as more than I can even. Go ahead. Sure.
Oklahoma Municipal Management Services is a member organization for communities. It was originally started by OMAG. OMAG provides all the liability insurance for most all the communities except for some of the larger ones that self-insure across the state. They saw a need, probably 4 or 5 years ago at this point, for staffing for communities to help provide staffing when folks were down a position, and they would find part-time or fill-in folks who had background in whatever particular position that was. But as time went on, they found other services, other help were needed. When I was in Bixby, I used OMS, for instance, to do a background check for a police chief. Who do you call to do a background check for a police chief? Well, OMS filled that gap with their network of folks. Steve Whitlock was able to pull somebody in and brought in a great chief for us there. Since moving on, they brought me on board to help consult with communities on these very kinds of issues. So OMS does everything from one-at-a-time projects, as communities need help, to provide staffing on an ongoing basis. So
Sorry, I don't want to cut you short, but part of my actual question is then, so would your services potentially help find these third-party either attorneys or outside assistance of unbiased for the smelter coming in, and also assisting and help develop the development plans and provide those tips to include things for our community?
So that's probably beyond the scope of what this is. What we're talking about right now is going in and looking at your zoning code and your comprehensive plan and making sure those things agree. From what we understand, we've got gaps and overlaps and probably some conflicts in those documents. So this is trying to get all the paperwork together so that everybody understands, whether folks here in town or folks coming in, that all those documents align. The comprehensive plan is a plan that says, here's what we think is going to happen in these different areas. Then that has to tie to your zoning code and then your development standards. So all those things have to tie together, and Inola is not any different than Bixby was 20 years ago, is those things don't align. That you have things passed at different points in time, and something from the 70s, something from the 80s, something from the 90s, and a lot of times they conflict. And so this is really going back, taking a look at all of it, making sure those documents are reconciled to each other so that everybody's clear as to what the expectations are. So that's really what this is about. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Make a motion to approve item number 14. Thank you, Gary.
I'll second that.
Dan made the motion, second by Mark. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Sterling?
Yes. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve agreement and inspection services with Oklahoma Municipal Management Services. Scott?
As we've kind of learned, they actually have access to inspectors in a lot of different areas where Wallace is going to be doing structural, and we're still needing other inspectors for the Sofadel project on the electrical mechanical side. And so their resources from across the state allows us to tap into that. This is testing the market with this, but ultimately this is probably where we probably would like to go long-term as we start to take over more and more responsibilities from the county. Again, what we would hire with this person or whoever these people are, will have to pass the interviews with Dwayne and I, as well as the county on this project. And then, of course, those costs are ready to pass on to the contractor at Sofadel.
I'm going to make a motion to approve number 15.
Second.
Sterling made the motion, second by Dan. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Sterling?
Yes. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve the purchase and installation of security camera system for the library with a not to exceed cost of $90.
One of our identified weak links in our security system is probably the library. We have no security camera there at this time at all, and my concern is that we have sometimes individual females working in there, and we have an open door to public coming in to use computers and different things. So first, I'd like to protect our employees with that. Second of all, we have a significant number of kids going through the reading programs in the summer. And so having some eyes keeping a track on kids and somebody who may want to come pick up a kid who we may not be able to totally keep a human eye on, at least we could identify if somebody picked up somebody they shouldn't have.
I'd like to make a motion to approve number 16.
Second.
Darlene made the motion, second by Dan. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Darlene?
Yes. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to transfer $29,000 from the general fund to the street fund for previous approved projects. Scott?
This is the amount of money that you all have previously approved for the 3 different overlay projects that are scattered out that we will reimburse the county for when they buy those materials throughout the summer. So this is just to move that money to the street account, so it'll be there and available when those invoices come in.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 17, $29,000.
I'll second.
Dan made the motion, second by Mark. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Darlene?
Yes. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve easement agreement with the Inola School for the work to be done on the east side of True Value Road. Scott?
Items, both 18 and 19 are both easements. That is for the preparation to install the new water line and future sidewalk down the east side of True Value Road and prepare True Value Road for repaving and a 3rd turn lane in the majority of that road. And so this is like a 20-foot additional easement. I've got one more easement to get besides these 2, but I want to get these out because we need to start, in particular on Jeannie's property, get the fence line and all that tore out and get ready to start laying new water line.
Hey, Tommy, you look at it?
I did, yes.
Okay, you good? Yes. I'll make a motion to approve item number 18.
I'll second.
Dan made the motion, second by Mark. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Darlene?
Yes. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve the easement agreement with Jeannie Applegate for the work to be done on the east side of True Value Road.
Make a motion to approve item number 19.
Second.
Dan made the motion, second by Darlene. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Darlene?
Yes. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve task order number 16 with Light Engineering, primarily work on the road and intersection of the road coming from elementary school past north side of nursing home to cross the railroad tracks.
Dwayne has put together another task order in front of you. This is a long project. We need to check its viability. This is for a potential new road coming out of the elementary school directly to True Value Road, coming across the property that we're in the process of acquiring on the north side of the nursing home. That will allow traffic to go directly from one campus to the other and keep them off of going down by the car wash and down by Speedy's. So this is something we need to kind of work on because it's going to take coordination with, if we so choose to move forward with it, coordination with ODOT as well as UP on the permitting and utilities and that kind of thing. So want to get this job prepped and kind of sitting there available and maybe even start conversations with those entities because it's probably a couple years in the development. Dwayne, anything else?
So task order 16, what we proposed is that we would do an hourly, not to exceed fee structure. As Scott had said, there's going to be quite a bit of work with Union Pacific Railroad in determining what they're going to require. If we do continue forward with this road, it'll be moving the crossing there for True Value. So that's going to be both time consuming and have to follow quite a bit of their rule structure and we'll have to do agreements and memorandum of understanding. So this is doing the preparatory work for that, and then also we're crossing 88, so there'll be ODOT preparatory. Yes, Dan?
Is there any way to turn that road where the tracks is not crossing at that angle?
That is a sketch. We plan to cross it at more of a 90. In
Okay,
fact, I
'cause
have.
that scares me to death.
I
Would
know.
that become a
We
blind
have
spot
to, we
on
actually
your
have to
lap?
cross it no stronger than a 75-degree angle. So one of the challenges that we're looking at, and one of the reasons that we're doing that is because quite literally, we would like to cross the railroad tracks at a 90. We really don't want to cross the highway at any more than a 75 due to safety concerns, so that when you're looking over your shoulder to make a turn. We're also looking at the possibility in this task order, we'll do a feasibility study on signalizing that for those purposes.
Well, and actually, we own the lot now, so we could actually turn that more to where it is 90 to both the tracks and 88.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So like I said, this is just a sketch of the general area where we're talking about doing the work. The geometric alignment is something that we will be spending quite a bit of our allotted time at looking at it, and the rest will be taking care of discussions with ODOT and UP Railroad. So this is kind of a preliminary, what we would call a functional set of plans. We figure it's about a 10 to 15% range of being able to go from there, and then if it works out to be a proper feasibility to do so, then we would do a separate task order for the actual design and construction. And of course, we'll have to get the funding for it as well.
Just glanced at it. I'll make a motion to approve item number 20.
I'm second.
Dan made the motion, second by Darlene. Larry?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Darlene?
Yes. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve bid for 2026 spraying of cemetery, park, and other properties.
I've been scrambling, so please look in your folder, Darlene, and see if there's 2 envelopes in there. If I haven't misplaced them, there should be bid envelopes for spraying.
I do not have 2 envelopes.
All right, let me run to the back, but I thought I'd searched those. Hang on.